Welcome guys to another match report here on the Man United Daily YouTube channel, and in this one I'm going to talk about the Reds' latest match against Newcastle. This time it's in the Barclays Premier League that taken place yesterday on Sunday the 7th of October 2012. So the result was that the Reds got a 3-0 victory, which was the complete reverse of the scoreline that took place in January when the Reds went up to the Sports Direct Arena, as it's now called, and got really out-hustled and played that day on a cold, wintry night. We definitely got outplayed in January, and that was a fair result for Newcastle. But yesterday the Reds came up with definitely a different attitude in comparison to the match that took place just a week earlier against Tottenham. And I have to say, for some periods of the game we started and played excellent, and some of our play were just breathtaking. So let's just go over the team news. So the biggest change from the lineup was that David De Gea came back in for Anders Lindegaard. It was the same back four that has been playing together now for the last 2-3 games. The midfield was a bit of a different. Zalex has opted for a diamond shape formation with Carrick at the bottom of the diamond, Kagger on the right, Cleverley on the left, and Rooney at the top of the diamond, and then Welbeck and Van Persie was up top as a new partner strike force. And the tactic worked quite well because Rooney being on top of the diamond, it allowed him to freely drifted in and out, and the interchange of play within Kaggle and Cleverley, who is also very comfortable with that top of the diamond or the number 10 role. Both of them are very comfortable, so that led us to have a lot of interchange in position. So at times Rooney would pop up either on the right or left, allowing Cleverley and Kagawa to fulfill that number 10 role. So it was quite smooth for the first half anyway, and I have to say we made a blistering start. Within 10 minutes, on the 8th minute, Johnny Evans gave us the lead. It was good play up to that point. Van Persie delivered a great ball in from the corner. Evans rose up and just headed the ball home with thumping force. Steve Harper, he couldn't have done anything about it, because credit to Johnny Evans, rose up, beat his marker Williamson very well, and yeah, he gave Harper no chance, and again, assist for Van Persie. It's a part of his game that he said he wanted to improve on, and yesterday he truly delivered that with the cross that he provided for John Evans. And after that we played very well, kept the ball for the first 15 minutes or so. We played extremely well, and then we took the lead again and increased our lead to 2-0 on the 18th minute, I thought, when again from a corner kick, but this time on the opposite side, Rooney delivered the ball in, and then Patrice Evra, of all people, popped up, put a header down. Again, Harper, it was 2 yards out. If anyone got a contact, there's no way any goalkeeper would have saved it, and that proved to be the case. Evra nodding in front of Demba Ba, giving Harper no chance, obviously, and that made it 2-0. I think Newcastle was a bit shocked by the tenacity and aggression that we showed in the first 20 minutes, because they were just being played out of the game, and they couldn't put any passes together. They tried to do a 3-man attack, but that didn't work very well at first, because we dealt with that because we just jam-packed the midfield and just maintained possession throughout the first quarter of the game. And in fairness to Alan Pardew, he did change the formation of his side, moving Gutierrez into the middle, creating a 3-man midfield, and then putting a 3-man attack, 3-prong man attack, or you could call it a 4-5-1 or so if you look at it in a defensive view. That made a huge difference for them, and they came back quite strongly. And that's to expected of Newcastle, because they are a very tough team at home. There was a few hairy moments for David De Gea, who got a surprising recall to the squad and to the starting 11. Again, his aerial ability is not the best yet. He's going to learn on the job, and that was highlighted by Newcastle yesterday. There was a few balls in, he tried to punch it, although it wasn't convincing. He did get some contact on a couple of them, and in fairness, like the defenders, I think helped him a lot. Rio Ferdinand and Johnny Evans were spectacular in their play and their defending yesterday. Nothing was getting through them. Like every ball was headed out. And Patrice Evra, I have to say, looked back to his old self yesterday, chasing every ball, both good defending and in attacking areas. So I was really impressed with Patrice Evra. Raphael again was more control now. Although he gave us an attacking impetus, I think that Raphael was very controlled and he stayed back while everyone was pushing up. So that created a balance for our side, and I think that was exploited last week in some extent by Tottenham Hotspur. But again, this week there was a huge improvement in that regard. The interchange again, it was good, like I said, between Kagawa, Cleverley and Rooney. But at times we were crying out for a wide man or natural wide winger like Valencia or even Nani or Ashley Young. But unfortunately none of those were playing. But again, the chances we made with the 4 central midfield players playing in the middle did give us a lot of chances, and unfortunately we didn't take any of them. Welbeck had a few chances. He closed down Harper a couple of times and got lucky one time, but again his composure and his finishing ability let him down on a couple of occasions. But again, Welbeck is an up and coming player. His overall team play is very good. He helps the team out, strong, very quick as well. So Welbeck, I'm definitely sure he'll improve in the future as well, and hopefully if he just improves his finishing ability, I'm sure he'll be one of the top strikers within England and perhaps even Europe. And so going to half time, we had a 2-0 lead, and the old cliche is that the next goal is going to be very important, because if Newcastle got one, it would have given them their impetus and motivation to get back into the game. But we, on the other hand, if we had a third, then it would probably killed off the game. And Newcastle went very close there on the 49th minute, when it was a good crossing by Shane Ferguson. De Gea came for it again, and he did a bit of spring cleaning, if you like. He just didn't get near the ball, but he just took out every player there is. He took out Demba Ba, Rio Ferdinand and Johnny Evans in one go. But Demba Ba did get a nick on it and hit the bar. So in that regard, De Gea got away with it. And then Cisse, from the rebound, nodded it into the bottom corner of the left-hand post. And somehow De Gea, he clawed it back out. And after a few replays, it was inconclusive as to whether it crossed the line or not. I must say, when I first looked at it, I thought it went over from the angle that we were watching it. But if you looked on it on the slow motion replay on the side view, you can see that the ball, not all of the ball has gone over. And the rule is for Newcastle, unfortunately, is that if only the whole ball has to go over for that to be regarded as a goal. So in that regard, Darren Can did very well in seeing the decision first time, and in at the pace that the action was taking place. But De Gea, definitely it was a mistake from him leading to that chance, but the recovery safety he made was extraordinary. You have to see it to see what I'm talking about, because he was out of it, took out a few players, but then he got up in his feet fast enough to claw this ball out from almost going over the line. And without him there, the ball would have definitely went in, and so that would have made it a very tight game from there then on. So in that regard, De Gea did well to recover. His reflexes are, I think, amongst the top 5 or 3 in the world in terms of that sort of save. He's capable of that, but again, his error ability was highlighted, and I'm sure he will improve. He has shown that a couple of times this season that he is getting better all the time, but it's just under maintained pressure. He does seem to get nervous, but again, as he matures, I'm sure he'll perfect his decision making as well. And again, Newcastle did press on in the second half, creating a few chances, but there weren't any clear-cut chances, let's say. And we ourselves got on a counter-attack. Putting Valencia on the right-hand side was a masterstroke from Sir Alex, giving us a out ball, if you like, giving Valencia the ball, and he can run on with it. There was a couple of chances. One notable one was Rooney passing to Van Persie, who was offside, but again showed his technique with the finish that he put past Harper. There wasn't a lot of clear-cut chances. There was a lot of sleeve fouls on both sides. Chiote, Yohan Cabaye was getting a bit frustrated. There was, I think, total 8 yellow cards or something like that in the game. So it was a stop-start game from both sides, just little niggling fouls there and then. And so there wasn't a lot of smooth rhythm throughout the game, but I thought United were still comfortable at 2-0. As Newcastle, they tried to bring on Shola Amiobi to force De Gea into more error bombardment, but the defense helped him out a lot. When he did come, he again made a few enough contact so that it did divert away from goal, but overall his defence in Johnny Evans and Rio Ferdinand really helped him in that regard with the aerial battle that was going on. And then on the 70th minute, a kind of like, I don't know whether I should call it a wonder goal or a fluke goal. Rooney passing it to Tom Cleverley, who is just standing on the right hand side of the Newcastle box, on the edge of it. He curled his ball right into the top corner. Whether it was a cross come shot or whether Tom Cleverley has claimed it, and I'll just go with him on this one. And if that is the case, then that is definitely a wonder goal, because he was out there, must have been from the angle as well, at least 30-35 yards, and Harper had no chance of it. Went straight into the top corner. And so, yeah, again, he didn't have any chance, and you have to see this goal for yourself and judge it. Because Tom Cleverley, to me, it did look like that he looked at for Van Persie, but again, his explanation was, a decent one, because he said basically all he wanted to do was float it into that top corner, and if any striker got their head into it, then it would have been a goal for them. But luckily for Tom Cleverley, it just floated right into the top corner, and so that led to his goal and his second goal for the United senior team in the space of 11 days. And so that completed the United win 3-0 away at a Sports Direct Arena. It's a very solid result. Only Man City beat them there last season or in 2012. So it's definitely a very hard place to go now, for other teams who visit Newcastle under Alan Pardew there. So I think it was a really great win, and that gave us and moved us up to second behind Chelsea and 4 points behind. And going into the international break, that hopefully will give us some more motivation when we do come back to do even better than we have right now. After the break, we should have Chris Smalling and Ashley Young back as well. I don't think they'll be starting, obviously, due to their lack of fitness, etc. But they might be on the bench or something like that, similar. Nani was again missing from the whole squad, so I think that does. I think it's a sign from Sir Alex that he's not favoured, and perhaps he will go in January for a cut price. But it was a great game, and I thought deservedly got the 3 points as well. The man of the match was Wayne Rooney, again was the leader, and Gary Neville said in commentary yesterday that Rooney is a champion player, meaning that when things are going wrong, you look at Rooney and what he does. He leads by example. He perhaps is not the most vocal on the pitch at times, but Rooney, he leads by example, showing others what they should be doing while on the field, fighting every ball. So Rooney, I thought, was a deserved man of the match. But other mentions go to Johnny Evans, Rio Ferdinand, for a spectacular outing yesterday, protecting David De Gea very well, and maintaining a clean sheet as well. So overall, good win, and hopefully after the international break, the Red will go up to the top table if we do get a win over Chelsea and Arsenal, and it's going to be a very tough stage of the season where crucial fixtures come thick and fast. But again, that's what you have to do when you are in the Premier League, testing yourself against the best. So we'll be looking forward to that one after the international break. So there you guys have it for another match report. I hope you like this video, guys. please like this video, put your comment below on any of the topics I've spoken about, whether David Gea, what do you guys think of his performance yesterday? Is Rooney is going to be a new midfielder on the Reds in the future, etc. So leave your comment below on any of those topics, and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter at ManUnitedDaily, and also check out the website ManUnitedDaily.com for more information, where I do posts and also giving you guys galleries and sort of images and also player details on the website as well. So again, you can follow me at ManUnitedDaily or go to ManUnitedDaily.com. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.